Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and here's another chapter on the paintwork on the Brubaker Box. So now the clear coat has cured. You can see it has a little bit of an orange peel there, but it's still quite nice and shiny. Our goal here today is to color sand and polish this finish to get it to a real high shine. So, Andrew is here with the sanding block and wet sandpaper. He is blocking the body here to really get that surface as flat as possible. You can see there an area on the left that he hasn't touched versus an area on the right that he has. The goal is to get through all of those high spots and get down to a really smooth, flat finish. And then once you've got that done, you can go after it with compound and polish it the rest of the way. Now he's staying off of the edges and the corners, focusing on the big flat surfaces. It's really easy to go too far with wet sanding, especially on areas of corners and stuff. So playing it cautious and now going after it with the buffing pad. And look at the difference. I mean, it is absolutely mind-blowing to see that shine come up, especially from the flat that's there on the left to that extreme shine on the right. Now granted, this is just a first pass with compound. As you go through the polishing process, you go with a finer compound and a polish, and then a glaze and a wax and that sort of thing. So this finish will get even shinier as we continue with the detailing process. But Andrew's goal here, obviously, is as a painter, is to do the paintwork on it, to do the initial cut and buff, and further detail is something that we're going to deal with at a later date, probably after everything's been all assembled, and so on and so forth. But blown away with the finish here. This is coming out absolutely fantastic, and the shinier that it gets, the more you see that color, the more that you see the metallic that is within that paint. Here's a good before and after, the passenger side, which we haven't touched yet, versus the driver side, which is now buffed. And check this out as I turn the camera and you see his reflection in that finish. Absolutely awesome. I am so excited about the way that this thing is turning out. So a quick cut on the buffer here on the rear bumper as well. Another little angle so you can see it come to life as you go across. Again, you've got to be really super careful on corners and edges and things like that. It's very easy to burn through that paint, and once you've done that, you're done. But fortunately, we're dealing with a pro here, somebody that knows what they're doing. He's doing a beautiful job of buffing this thing up. Now here's a little walk around from the passenger side over to the driver's side. Digging it. Very glossy. I think you know how to paint a car.
I think so.
It's freaking awesome, brother. It looks really freaking
Don't be
good.
too hard on the YouTube.
That's it. Not a bad paint job for doing it in the dirt.
That's right.
Well, okay, gravel, but oh yeah.
Next to some big old trees.
Yeah, you got these big old trees that have these white flies in them that are dropping all sorts of crap in here. We have the dogs running around.
The wind blowing.
The wind blowing. Threat of rain. And it looks incredible.
You guys.
So now with the paintwork done, it is time for doing some assembly. I put the Brubaker on a trailer, brought it up to Ben's up the street. We're going to attach the original front bumper onto the car. This was cut off of the original floor pan at some point, and now that we've got a different floor pan, a different suspension up front there, we've got to reattach that. So trying to get it level on here is a bit of a challenge. The brackets were cut kind of poorly, and obviously the bumper still needs to be refinished. Here's a little plug for Ben, by the way. If anybody needs to reach him for your welding needs, you've got his information, a little glimpse into his workshop. Anyway, a quick clean of the ends here so that the welds will stick. He got up underneath the car, cleaned up the front beam where that is going to go as well, so he's got good clean metal surfaces on which to weld. Really trying to straighten all of this thing out there, get it lined up and in the right spot. Now, the bumper still needs to be refinished, obviously, but it'll be easy to do once it's on there. I really wanted to see what it looks like on the car as well, and tacking this in place will do that. Then once I got back home, Ben rolled up with the shiny rolling stock for the Brubaker Box. So these are the US Indy slot mags that were on the dune buggy chassis that we started with.
There, neighbor?
And he has spent some time polishing these babies up, and now I can't wait to get these things mounted up and on the car. Wheels are such an incredible focal point when it comes to a car, especially a custom car, and the white spoke wheels that we had on there were just rollers from when we were doing the paint work. But once I get these things mounted up, it's going to be a game changer. Watch this transformation. So I've got some BF Goodrich radial TAs with the raised white letters sticking out, 70s gold, bam, check that baby out. Totally cool to see that on the car. And now as I get the rest of them on there, you can really see the transformation. So there's still a ton of work to do on this car. I mean, we haven't really officially bolted the body down on the chassis yet. The whole black area needs to be refinished. I did bolt on a license plate just for visuals, Bug and Box. That's my Instagram name. If you ever need to find me, you can find me there. We've got the door mounted up. It's opening and closing fine. I've done some initial interior cleanup, but all of that needs to be gutted and redone. And obviously more finish work on top and so on and so forth. But major difference. Loving the look of this thing. Every time I touch it now, it's going to get better and better. Massive, massive thanks to Andrew and Gus for their labors with getting the body straight, getting the paintwork on there. Totally thrilled with the results of that. And check this thing out. If you squint, it looks perfect. And I've been doing an awful lot of that. But in any case, now it's in the lab. We can take it through the next step. Please subscribe and follow along with the Brubaker Box project. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.